All right, friends, here we are, level 3 diamond. So we are going to be working on predictions and trying to figure out, based on the data we have, what might happen in the future. So if we look at example 1, students collected the following data on hours of studying, that's this one, and their test scores, which is up this way. So we need to predict Sally's score if she studies for 6 hours. We could look at our graph and say, well, it's probably going to be somewhere in here, right? We could even draw a line of best fit that we think is pretty good and then take our 6 value and figure out what that is. But we want to be more specific to the data. So we're going to use our technology. So the first thing we want to do is make a table with our data. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 data points. All right, we should have enough space. So remember, when we're doing data points, we always go left and right first and then up and down. So this point here is 1. So let's see, this is 70, so 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, correct? So 174, 176, 2, 82, 3, 81, nothing on 4, 5, 76. Bummer for that kid. They studied for 5 hours. Nothing on 6, right? Because that's what we're trying to find out. 7, 95. 9, what's this over here? 86, 87, 88. So 9, 88. And 10, 89. Okay, so if you remember, in our calculator, let's try and get that glare not to be there, shall we? Hold on. That's better. Okay, so on the home screen, we always go to home. We always hit new document, which is number 1. We always hit no, so arrow over, no. And we are going to add a calculator, so number 1. All right, we want to create a regression line, or the line of best fit. So we hit menu, menu. We go down to statistics because we're using data. We want to calculate with our data. And we want a regression line in mx plus b. Cool? All right, remember, we're going to put our x values in and then our y values. So we have to use curly brackets here. So remember our curly brackets, we do control, close parentheses. So your close parentheses is this one. So you don't have to hit them at the same time. Just control, close parentheses. And it should give you brackets. Okay, you don't need to go left or right. We just start typing. So all of my x values, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. Now I'm going to pause right here and double check that I didn't mess anything up. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, okay, very good. Now I'm going to arrow down. And now I'm in the y. And I'm going to do control, close parentheses, to get my curly brackets. All right, now I'm going to do my y values. I have to do them in order, just like I did my x's. So 74, 76, 82, 81, 76, 95, 88, 89. Now I should probably arrow back and make sure I did it all correctly. All right, 74, 76, 82, 81, 76, 95, 88, and 89. Beautiful. Oops. Go to OK. and it's going to give us my equation. So my equation is y equals m, which is 1.61, and then we're going to put our x, and my b value is positive, let's round that up to 75. Okay, so that's 74.96. That's going to round up to a 75. Okay, so this is our equation. You're like, right, but we still haven't figured out what will happen in 6 hours. Here's the cool thing. If you remember our table, this was our number of hours, and this is our x-axis. So we can take our number of hours and plug it in for x, and then it's going to give us an answer. Okay, so my table took up all my space, so I'm going to bring this down, and then we'll do the 15 as well. Okay, so let me see if I can get all this on the screen at one time. Fabulous. So we're going to do y equals 1.6, right, from here. But I want to know what happens at 6 hours plus 75. And then we just type that in and see what we get. So here I am. I can actually type right here. I don't have to like X out. I don't have to start all over if I don't want to. So 1.6 parentheses 6 close parentheses plus 75. Notice I didn't type y equals, right? I'm trying to figure out what the y value is. I have the x value. I need to know what the y value is. So I'm not going to type in y equals. I'm just typing in the expression. All right, enter. 84.6. Okay, but what is that? That's their grade, okay? So if you study for 6 hours based on this data, you should make about an 84 or an 85 on your exam. Okay, so I wonder how you would do if you had 15 hours of studying. So let's do the next one. Let's change colors because I like colors. How about orange? All right, so this one right here. We're going to use the same equation, y equals 1.6, but now instead of 6, I'm going to do 15. Plus 75. And I'm going to type it in and see what I get. This is an arrow, by the way, if you don't know this symbol. I'm just making an arrow, meaning I'm going to get an answer. So 1.6 parentheses 1.5, close parentheses, plus 75. 99. A 99%. That's a lot of studying. How many of you guys study 15 hours? I bet they don't study all at one time. I bet that is studying throughout their unit, right? You study your notes here. You go over your homework there. It's not all studying at one time. But that's a really great way to get a good grade. All right, let's try this one more time. We're going to go a little bit faster this time. Here we go. The following data shows the number of people with the flu and the number of preventative flu shots given. And these are in millions. So it's not really 10, it's 10 million. Okay, so remember that as we're talking about this. We want to predict how many people would have the flu if 7 million flu shots were given. All right, this is the number of people, y, and this is the number of shots. So they told us if 7 million shots were given. So somewhere in here, right? We don't have a data point there. So we don't know, and it's probably going to be in here somewhere. We're just not exactly sure. So we're going to get our equation, and then we're going to plug in a 7 and figure out what it gives us. Okay? So here we go. New document, don't save, add a calculator. I'm going to go fast, so if you need to slow down, hit pause. Menu, stats, stat calc, mx plus b. Oh, yikes, I don't have my points yet. See what happens when you don't plan ahead? Here we go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points. Yikes. Let's see if I can fit them all on here. I think so. I think I'm going to make it. Okay. So here's... All right. I have nothing on 1. at 2 million, I am at 10, 11, 12, 13 million. So 213 is my first data point. 311. 4, 7. I think there's another one. 4, 13. 5, 7. 6, 9. 7 doesn't have any, right? Hence they're asking us. 8, 5. 9, 3. 10, 2. 11, 4. 12, 3. So notice our data is going down. So this is going to end up being a negative correlation. Notice that our previous one kind of went up. This is a weaker correlation because the dots are spread farther out. This is going to be a bit stronger. I don't know that we could call it strong, but it's definitely stronger because you'll notice they're kind of closer together. So let's see what that equation is now that I have all my dots. So in my x's, remember I have to do Control, close parentheses to get my curly brackets, and I'll start typing. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to go back and check. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 4, 2. All right, that one's good. Oh no, what happened? See, this happens sometimes. All right, here we go. Control 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now, it happens to you guys. It happens to us too sometimes. Don't freak out. Okay, Control, close parentheses to get my curly brackets, and now my y values. 13, 11, 7, 13, oops, see I wrote 12. 7, 9, 5, 3, 2, 4, 3. This is why I always go check, because see, I caught myself making a typo. All right, looks good. Go down and hit OK. All right, my equation is y equals m is negative 1.04 x, so my slope is negative, which makes sense because my line is going downhill, so my slope would be negative. And my b value is at positive 14. That also makes sense, right? Like, if my line went somewhere right here, wouldn't it make sense that it would cross near 14? So that's reasonable. That's good. All right, so let's check for 7. So y equals negative 1.04. Now we're going to put a 7 in the x position, right? Because that's the number of 7 million flu shots were given, and we're trying to figure out how many people. All right, let's type it in, see what we get. Negative 1.04, parentheses 7, close parentheses, plus 14. 6.72. So approximately 6.72 million people will get the flu, even though 7 million flu shots were given to hopefully have them not get the flu. Now, it doesn't say that these people got the shot and they also got the flu, so we don't know that. Could just be people in general. Some of them got the shot and some of them didn't get the shot. I'm not sure. Now let's check 14 million flu shots. Again, this is in the X position. They could have given us data in the Y position and we would have to put it over here. They just didn't. Negative 1.04, parentheses 14, close parentheses, plus 14. Negative 0.56. Can we have negative people in the world? No. We still have an answer, but it's not a realistic answer, right? We can't have negative 0.56 people. So theoretically, if you gave 14 million flu shots, nobody would have the flu. But this is where math is kind of funny because I can get an answer. It's just not really an answer that would happen in real life. So there is your predictions. Okay, like I said, there are situations where they can give you a y value, and you have to find the x value. So we would just put our number over here and then solve for y, or I'm sorry, solve for x. But we just didn't do any of those today. So have fun, and I'll see you next time.